Okay, Flowers on a Grave by Bush. It's in drop D, so D-A-D, G-B-E. All right, for the intro, one guitar is hitting a D power chord, and just holding it for a little while. Then you hear, so that's just power chords, F, F, G. All right, so the second guitar is playing what I would call the main riff of the song, which goes like this. All right, so just playing octaves. On the A string, got 5, and on the G string, I've got 7. And I'm muting everything else. Just playing those 2 notes. So that would be a D octave. Then we're going to move up to an F octave, which would be 8, 8, and 10. Then we're moving up to a G octave, so 10 and 12. Then an A octave, which is 12 and 14. So the first half of it will be. So you're going to slide down from that A. Then we're going to go D, F, G, A, G, F. Just like that. Okay, so for the next part, the main riff is still being played, but you hear the chorus chords come in. So we got up underneath the main riff. So that's just all power chords. Here on the top string, we got 3, 3, 3, so that's F. Then open, 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 so D. 10, 10, 10, which would be a C. Then 7, 7, 7, which would be an A. Now you could also play the C and A here, whichever way you're more comfortable with. So I watched a live video of them playing this, and it looks like Gavin is adding a D at the end of that to kind of transition back into it, kind of like this. Actually, I just add that D before I go back into the F. So it looks like he's doing that, and it sounds to me like that's happening. But I also found another video of Chris Trainer explaining how to play this, and he never mentioned it. He just said it went C-A and then back into it. So I guess you can kind of interpret that however you want, play it however you feel like is best. Okay, the verse riff goes like this. Alright, so 5th fret A string, just playing the D. You could also hit the open D string if you want. Either way is fine. Now, if you watch some live video of them playing it, and if you just really listen close, it looks to me and sounds to me like he's maybe holding an octave here. So just like you did with the main riff, so 5 and then 7 on the G string. And then just every now and then, hitting that octave. Not every time, but just kind of randomly letting that octave ring out. That's what it sounds to me like. Then we just hit 5th fret on the G string. Now, sometimes, so that's a C right there. Sometimes he plays the C here, 3rd fret A string. So it'd be like. Then also sometimes, like in the middle of the verse, he'll just not play any note there. So the one thing that he definitely does do, though, that I noticed, is before the chorus, he just slides from this note. So it'll be like, and then go into the chorus. Okay, at the end of both verses, the vocals kind of change melody a little bit, and you start hearing there's 4 notes that come out, and it's just like. So all that is on the B string, 10. You just want to add a little vibrato to it. 10, 13, or you could do 8 on the high E, either way. So 10, 13, 10, 7. Okay, then it goes into the chorus, which is exactly the way that it was played in the intro. Then you have this. And really, I can't tell if that's maybe a synth or if it's just a guitar with heavy effects on it. But either way, that's the riff. So it's basically the second half of the main riff. So you go D, F, G, A, G, F, then D, F, G. Okay, then we go into the second verse. Now the second verse and second chorus are exactly the same as the first. So after that chorus, there's a part where he's just repeating the word flowers. Now that's still the same thing as the chorus as far as what you play on the guitar. You got the chorus chords, you got the main riff going. Then we go into the bridge. So the bridge is going to start out soft with the synth part. Now that synth part is really hard to tell it's really hard to tell what's going on in that. But the best I could figure out is just something like this. And you know, it only really is distinctive right at the beginning, and then when the vocals start, it fades into the background so much that you really can't even hardly tell what it's doing. But the best I can tell is we're just playing the notes of the D minor chord. So on the D string, you would be at 7, then G string 7, then B string 6. So all that's an A, D, and F. That's just the notes of a D minor triad. So I'm just going D, G, B, G, D, G, B. And you know, if you were going to play this live or something like that, I would think that, you know, if you just did something like that, similar in the background, that it would be totally fine. The song is in D minor, so as long as you're playing D minor notes, then you're basically good with that. Okay, underneath the synth part, we start having this, and that happens 3 times. So that's just a C power chord up to a D power chord. So 3, 5, 5, starting on the A string, then 5, 7, 7. Okay, for the solo, the verse riff is being played underneath, so just this thing. Then go into the chorus. The chorus is the same as before. Then we go into the thing again to where he's repeating the word flowers, which is exactly the same as the chorus. All right, the solo. So to me, the solo wasn't very difficult, but the thing that was difficult about it was the timing of some of the phrases, because basically the solo can be broke down in 2 halves. The first half, some of the phrases, you know, are timed one way. Then in the second half, they're timed slightly different, which, you know, kind of makes it difficult. So I went through and figured out exactly when each note lands, along with the timing. Now, if you don't really know how to count timing, I'm going to explain it just a little bit before I get into this. So you can download a metronome app on your phone. This is Pro Metronome. It's easy and free. So you set that to 85 beats per minute. I don't know if that's going to show up good. And you set it to 4/4, which by default it's going to be at 4/4. That just means that there's 4 beats per bar. So at 85 beats per minute, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be what's called quarter notes, is 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 quarter notes per bar. Now, eighth notes would be dividing that note in half. So we're going to count that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. Now we can divide the eighth notes in half. Those are called 16th notes. So if you notice eighth notes, there would be 8 of those in a bar of 4/4. 16th notes, there would be 16 of those in a bar of 4/4. So 16th notes, we're going to count 1 E and a, 1 E and a. So that'd be like 3, 4. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, so the first half of the solo goes like this. All right, so we've got 10 on the B string, and we're doing the tremolo picking. Now, for teaching this, I'm going to just leave out the tremolo for just a minute. So what we've got going on there is we're holding this for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 10 on the B string, 13 on the B string. We just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to 8 on the B string. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to go 10, 8. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and all right. Then we're going to land on 7 on the B string. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 7 on the G string. So the whole thing so far, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then after this, after we get the 4 here, then on the 1, we're going to be on 5 on the G string. Then on the and of 2, you're going to go to 4. Then on the 3, you're going to bend that up a half step, which would be equivalent to the 5th fret. Then on the and of 3, you're bringing it back down. So that last part would go like this. 1 and 3 and... Okay, that entire first phrase. So here it goes without the tremolo picking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 3, and then you add the tremolo picking. Okay, the second phrase of the solo is going to go like this. 2, 3, 4. Okay, to play that phrase, you're going to start out just the same as the first with the 10 and 13. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go to 8 again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now this time it's going to go on the and of 3 and 4 to the 10 and 8. Whereas the first time it went on 4 and. So, and 4, 1. So we're playing the same notes. It's just the timing is slightly different. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1. All right. Then we're going to hold this note until the and of 2, and we're going to go to 7 on the G string. Then on the 4, we're going to slide down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 4. Okay, so that brings us to the last part of the solo, which will be like. So that's just, we're barring the 12th fret on the G and B string. Now we're going to go 13 on the B, pull off to 12, 12 on the G, 12 on the B, 12 on the G. So Now, that's counted in 16th notes. So we're going to go 1 E and a 2. It does that twice. The second time it starts on the and of 2. So it'll be like 1 E and a 2 and a 3 and 1 E and a 2 and a 3 and. Then on the 4 of that bar, we're going 15th fret and slow whole step bend. So that whole bar would be 1 E and a 2 and a 3 and 4. And then on that next one, we're right back into the chorus, which is the last chorus. All right, the entire second phrase without the tremolo picking. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4. Okay, the entire solo together with the metronome. Okay, guys, I believe that's it. So I really appreciate you watching. Thank you.